I started keeping bees during lockdown. I thought it was a great activity to do when everyone's locked in their houses. I thought I could get into my garden and start looking after bees. So I enrolled onto an online course, and that's where my passion for bees started.
This is Major Frank Culverwell, who I've decided to call the Bee Major, and these are believed to be the first official army bees. Today I'm getting to meet Aldershot's new bee brigade, and we have a specific mission to complete.
Because the zips overlap so that they can't sneak in through.
Okay, don't want any sneaky bees. Hopefully they'll be nice and calm today anyway. Does it work if you talk to them gently, you know?
Sing to them.
What do you sing? Some Bee Gees?
Bee Gees.
Cool, and Hannah, what we'll do an inspection of the hive. So if you just stand to the side, what we'll do, we'll just give them a quick puff of smoke, which just lets the bees know that we're coming in. And it also just calms them down a little bit.
The smoke makes the bees think there's a fire, which makes them retreat into the hive where they eat the honey, making them nice and full and less likely to get angry. Funding for the hive came from an army welfare grant due to the therapeutic qualities of beekeeping, and Major Culverwell tells me there are similarities between bees and being in the military.
Bees are incredibly hardworking, they're very focused and driven, and they're super disciplined. And I think most people in the British Army have all those traits.
On a day like today, it's amazing. It's really great. It's nice to get out of the office, come and chat to some people that you probably wouldn't ordinarily get to see or work with, particularly in such a busy headquarters. Really nice to just take 20 minutes away from the office. Just chatting about bees.
And our job today is to find the queen bee, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, what we'll do today is go through all the frames, and we want to make sure that there's lots of brood on there, which is baby bees. So what we're doing here is just looking for the queen. And as you can see, all the bees look very, very similar.
There are 3 types of bees: the worker bees, which are the female bees; drone bees are the male bees and are slightly bigger and fatter; and the queen bee, who is bigger than all the others with a longer thorax and smaller wings.
A colony of bees is a superorganism. They all rely on each other for their specific roles. So the queen bee, her role is the only bee in the colony that is fertile, so she lays the eggs. She lays fertilised eggs, which end up as worker bees, and unfertilised eggs, which are drone or boy bees. So the queen purely lays eggs. The worker bees do basically every other job in the hive. So they clean the hive, they feed the queen, they look after the queen. They're really busy bees. And they only live for 6 weeks because they work so hard during the summer months. And then you have the drone bees. Now, they're the boy bees, and they're pretty useless in the hive. They have one role, and that is to mate with the queen. And unfortunately for them, if they're successful and find a queen, when they mate with the queen, they die. What you can see on this frame is at the top here, you can see cappings, so white cappings. That's honey in there, so that's a low enough water concentration that the bees cap it off. The shiny cells, that's nectar. So that's still got quite a high water concentration. So what the bees do is they ingest it and then pass it between them, and the enzymes in their stomach will reduce the water content, and then they fan it down with their wings, and once it's at a low enough water concentration, they cap it over with this wax capping, and that's honey. So that is then food for the baby bees and the bees who work in the brood box. So that's really heavy, that one. There's lots of honey on there.
All right. Oh yeah, wow.
And that's just the bits of honey around the top.
What if you can't find the queen?
We'll find the queen. Yeah, got it.
Yay!
Oh, amazing.
That was the last frame, that was the desperation time.
Having finally found her, it was time to mark her up, and they allowed me to do the honours.
Just be on the black?
Yep. So nicely colour that in.
Colour in the bee.
Yeah. So we're marking this in blue, which signifies it's a 2025 queen.
It's all right, little bee. It's okay.
Brilliant.
Is that enough?
Yep. So what you can see now, if the queen pops down, is a marked queen, which will make life a lot easier when we go in the hive next time to find her, because she'll have a blue spot on her back. Come on, queen. So hopefully she'll lay 2,000 eggs a day for the next few months over the summer,
I should imagine so.
and we'll get a bit of honey.
The vision is to jar up the produce as Army bee the best honey, although Frank admits he still needs permission for that, and the Army may tell him to buzz off. Hannah King, BFBS Forces News at the hives of Home Command at Aldershot. Thanks for watching. For more from BFBS Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.